Hello, it's Kim,
And I'm Denise.
and we are
It's
Real. Join us as we bring the Bible to life.
And discover Jesus in both the Old and New Testament.
Hello, I'm Kim.
And I'm Denise.
And this is
It's Real.
And we are getting into chapter 19 of Genesis. And we're going to just go through 1 through 9 today. And then we're going to talk about now the two angels of the Lord came to Sodom in the evening. And Lot was sitting at the gate of Sodom. And when the Lord saw them, he rose to meet them. And he bowed himself with his face toward the ground. And he said, "Here now, my lords, please turn into your servant's house and spend the night and wash your feet, that you may arise early and go on your way." And they said, "No, we will spend the night in the open square." But he insisted strongly, so they turned into him and entered his house. Then he made them a feast and baked them unleavened bread, and they ate. Now before they lay down, the men of Sodom, both old and young, all the people from every quarter, surrounded the house. And they called to Lot and said to him, "Where are the men who came to you tonight? Bring them out, that we may know them carnally." So Lot went out to them through the doorway, shut the door behind him, and said, "Please, my brethren, do not do so wickedly, for now I have two daughters who have not known a man. Please let me bring them out to you, that you may do to them as you wish. Only do nothing to these men, since this is the reason they have come under the shadow of my roof." And they said, "Stand back." Then they said, "This one came in here to stay, and he keeps acting as a judge. Now we will deal worse with you than with them." So they pressed hard against the man Lot, and they came near to break the door down. Ooh, goodness.
That's scary.
Yes, it is.
They surrounded his house.
Yes. Ooh, little Lot.
You know, it's a good thing. It's a good thing that Lot took those men in, because if they would have stayed in the city square and those men would have surrounded them, it would not have ended well for those men.
Or Lot.
Or Lot.
Or Lot. Ooh. So, here he is in verse 1. We have two angels coming to Sodom in the evening, and Lot sitting at the gate. So, we've seen Abraham. What's Abraham doing? He was resting at the opening of his tent.
Right.
And now we see Lot. He is at the city gate. What do people do at the city gate?
Back then?
Yeah. What was going on?
That meant, if he sat at the city gate, that meant he was part of the governors, the governing body, the judges, considered to be a wise man and a leader of the city. It was a place of prestige.
So he's working.
Mm-hmm.
Not resting.
Yeah, and he is all up in the city. Like, he is very involved in the community. Yes, he knows exactly what's going on. Yes, he's all up in it.
He's all up in it. And then the two guys come in, and what's he do? He bows. He already knows he is before.
When he saw them, I can imagine he's sitting at the gate, blah, 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 whatever. The usual, a normal day, and he sees those guys. I can imagine his eyes got wide, and the hair probably stood up on his arms and the back of his neck, and he jumped up, and then he threw himself on the ground, and he says, come with me, come with me.
Yeah.
What are you doing here? What are you doing in this city? Come with me, quick.
I imagine he did.
Yeah.
Yes. And he was, "Please turn into your servant's house and spend the night and wash your feet. Then we will rise early and you can go on your way."
That's right. Get you out of town before the sun rises.
That's right. And they said, "No, they're going to stay in the open square."
He's like, no.
He insisted strongly. So they turned to him and they entered into his house. And then here is little Lot. And if we just compared Lot and Abraham is at rest.
Mm-hmm.
And when these men show up, he bows to the ground. He's like, "Babe, make sure you make the good cakes, the kind that rise, and I'm going to go and get this cow. But then he was at peace
That's
with
right.
the men, and he let them enjoy.
Mhm.
And then he sent them on their way. Here's Lot. Oh, no, you're coming in. We're going to make you some crackers, unleavened bread. You're going to sit down. We're going to eat tonight. And then tomorrow morning, first thing, you're out of here.
You're out.
He was full of stress and anxiety.
Yeah.
Isn't that what the world does to us, though?
Yep.
Fills us with stress and anxiety.
Yes.
Just, Whew. And now before they laid down, the men of the city and the men of Sodom, both old and young, all the people from every quarter surrounded the house, and they called Lot. Where are the men who came with you tonight? Bring them out so that we may know them carnally. Now we see why Lot said, you're going to come in, get you to bed, get you up in the morning, get you out of here.
That's right. That's right.
Now we see why he's so stressed and anxious.
Yeah.
Everything's in a hurry,
Yep.
and just we got to get this through this.
Mm.
Oh, bless some hearts. And then Lot, here he is. He's at the doorway, and he shuts the door behind him, and he's like, please, my brethren. Why is he calling them brothers?
Can you imagine? He's like, I'll be right back. And he slips out and he closes the door behind him. He's like, what are you doing? What are you doing here? Get out of here.
I even have 2 daughters. I will let you have them. Just leave the men who came with me alone.
Man, that makes me, no. First words that come to my mind is scumbag.
Scumbag. It shows how depraved he became.
Yeah.
Living in that world. Was he really concerned about his social standing? Having guests in the house who were, they couldn't even be a guest?
Maybe he recognized these two as something other than just the casual traveler. Maybe he recognized them as messengers from God.
If he'd had somebody injured as a guest in his home, what does that do for his social standing?
Maybe that's all he was
As
interested
if
in.
he lets the girls go, now it's an injustice to his girls that happened. I don't know what he is thinking in this situation, but it breaks my heart that he has gone so depraved that he would allow that. He would even think of that.
Do you think in his mind he thinks that the men that are in his house won't find out if he just shoves the girls out and he gets them out of town? Like, they're not going to know what's going on.
That's a possibility.
Like, he's trying to hide it.
Because he wants his guys in, out, first thing in the morning.
Yep.
Rise and get out the door. That's a good possibility. But it's still pretty depraved if you think you're going to send your girls out. Ooh. And they said, stand back. These people, so bad. This one, they're talking about Lot. This one came to stay here. And he keeps acting as a judge. And now we will deal worse with you than with them. And they pressed hard against the Lot man and came near to breaking the door down.
Yep. So they're like, oh no. You sit in the gate and you act like you're in charge and you judge us, like we come with our problems and you judge between us, and now you're acting like this? No.
And next week we're going to see how the Lord handles this situation.
He's going to handle it.
He certainly will. We'll see you then.
All right. Bye-bye.
If you want to know if it's real, then
admit you're a sinner. Romans 3:10. As it is written, there is none righteous, no, not one.
and as it is written in Romans 3:23, for all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God.
Believe that Jesus is Lord. Romans 10:9-10.
Because if you confess with your mouth that the Jesus is Lord and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, you will be saved.
And call upon the name of the Lord. Romans 10:13. For whoever calls in the name of the Lord shall be saved. If you enjoyed this episode,
Like, subscribe, and share.
you can contact us at
Contact itisreal@gmail.com.